Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 8th episode of the 2nd season of Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon. So, let's jump on in and see exactly what our dragons are doing today. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh Shota, what are you up to? Bit of shopping? Kitty! That's always worth stopping for. What? Oh, okay. Father's Day. as we hear the jiggling sound effect, that could maybe be taken the wrong way. We have snacks. It's a snack I wouldn't mind having. That beginning of the opening is still a masterpiece in itself. If that could have been the whole opening, I would have called it 10 out of 10. Not that the whole thing is not 10 out of 10, I'm just saying. So looks like we might be getting a bit more Shota focus. What it would be like to run barefoot through a nice sandy warm desert like that. Oh, it's one of those thingies. It's one of those in one of my classes back in high school, in my science class. Right, that's what I figured. Chi-Chi, that's not the Chi-Chi he meant. God damn it. I should have seen that coming. She is a Chi-Chi expert here. But, yeah. You know, if you take Chi-Chi that way, Chi-Chi no He sounds like a much better holiday. Naturally. Yeah. Hey, they're playing video games. Xbox, I think. Bit of a misunderstanding. I wish it was that. Yeah, wrong kanji. I'm with her though. That sounds like a wonderful day. Find you a magical website. Looks like a magical website. Thank you for your order. Your product will arrive shortly. Hopefully you are satisfied with it. I can't wait to see what's in the box. Or what comes in the box. Blue Rose, why does that sound familiar? Hopefully this is a success. I don't believe you. At least our room is not okay. If nothing else. Surprised none of that smoke was like leaking out from the bottom of the door. There's like a concrete, like a perfect barrier between both planes of existence, both sides of the door. Okay. Man, just... I guess it's not going so well. I feel mostly bad for the room, though. Just imagine cleaning that up. Video games will never let me down. So we're all like gaming together, I guess? That's cool. Holy Talisman. Oh. I like that character sprite. Which I guess is Takia. Explosions, it's pretty terrible. I mean, your feelings are the important thing. Exactly the same as a game. Unless you grind a whole bunch. Want somebody to think about the developer's feelings? Mostly. To give them their money, if we're talking about EA. Where the customers is just like an ATM machine. Maybe we can shoot them an email. I think outside of Shota's door is like her favorite hangout spot. Bum 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 bum. What happened to that poor bottle? It's okay, don't watch that. Oh wow, that actually is quite nice. And she's naked, isn't she? So excited. Air pressure, okay, that's what happened to the poor bottle. I was kind of waiting for that. Bum. Hey, Daddy, please love me. I gave you your present. Head pads, please. Bum, 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 bum. I'm sure you loved it. Is that Chi-Chi? Okay, it's not quite a... It's not quite a head pat, but I guess it's close enough. And she is not letting that go. Oh, that was pie. Massage ticket. For Father's Day. Yeah, and she has no Chi-Chi, so... Well, it's not Mother's Day for one thing. It's playing on a couple different levels. She's neither Chi-Chi, not the father Chi-Chi or the Oppai Chi-Chi. So that was pretty great. I doubt it. You're gonna collapse, aren't you? God. No, nothing to cushion the fall either. Yeah, she just needs to make sure she gets some rest. I don't know, can we really handle it without Kobayashi? She kind of runs this place. You can hold her hand, be by her side. You try to transfer the cold to yourself? Let's not do that. Cambio, yes. I knew there was a word for it. Yes. Truly a time for the maid power to shine. Oh wow. Just Google it. Oh, okay, we're cool. We're visiting here. I really wanted to come by here. Yeah, Taki, Fafnir might not be the best person to ask. Wow, some actual good advice. Yeah, like, it's pretty funny. Should have called her first, probably. Oh, that's Kana's. And she's taking it. Okay, phew, that was a close call. It's probably not. Why are you focusing on the tail? Is she gonna try to feed her the tail? Uh, it's hard to tell, but I hope there's tail meat in there. But no, she still has her tail. Because I just saw some green in there after it focused on the tail, so I kind of just jumped to that conclusion, but I guess not. It's been a while since we've done that tail eating gag. Yeah, you were instructed to wipe that, so let's get to that. Man, she really is sweaty, damn. Yeah, I bet. But yeah, still really sweaty. We should do it again. It does hurt to see her like this, for sure. Let's... What exactly are you going to go do, Toru? Are you going back to the other world? Which I still don't think has a name. They just call it like Achi no Sekai. Okay, we're going on an adventure. Yeah. Oh, damn. I wonder how fast she's going. Also, where she's going, exactly. So is she like gonna already be better before she even gets back? Right there. You okay? How did it go? Grapes? Okay. Yeah, just take one look at her. You can just imagine what she's been through. Well, there's fast acting. Yeah. Just want to make her feel better. There's a desktop wallpaper for you. Oh no. Oh, it had a side effect, alright. Okay, this is fun. I did really not expect this. That's the most important thing. It could be worse. You could have grown another appendage. I mean, you know, I guess you sort of did, but you know what I mean. Okay, that was. It's like it was reversed back from, you know, throwing the treats that kind of Kobayashi did to Kana back in season 1. Kitty Cat Kobayashi was something I didn't know I needed until I got it. Don't we see a doll like in the opening? Or ED or something? Going on a walk. I know. Yeah, I definitely get that. That is her name. These things are freaking huge. It's they made it in a dating way. I don't think that's the case. I feel really bad for the doll if that was true, but I'm sure it's not. I'm sure we'll find the owner and she'll be really happy to have it back. Just a slight movement, that's all it takes to make Yōkai just jiggle like he just smacked him. It's a magic of anime, really. He's there. He brought Kobayashi. He brought the Joker. The one and only mother of dragons / father of dragons. Depends on the day, really. I quite like Kobayashi's outfit and her overall pose there. And she forgets. Just. That's. I just. As soon as she got down on all four, I just. I could just see how he would have seen that. The misunderstandings, everything that would come from that. Just. That was great. Kobayashi just whispers something to her when she gets down on all four. Right. That's all I was talking about earlier, being in like the opening or something. We saw it somewhere. I think it was the opening. Or a flashback. Or both. But yeah. That's why there's some, you know, personal investment in this. Will you, though? Can you just walk away from her? Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit ominous. The music, the sky. Definitely a bit of a tone shift. Yeah. There's no way it was just abandoned. Gotta protect that doll. Really don't want to get those wet. Oh, that's really bad too, yeah. Great looking rain, though. Hey, an umbrella, is that Take? Yeah. He came back. I thought he would. Now we can keep the doll safe and warm and dry. Pet pet. Eyes. Oh wow, that's so cool. Yeah, you get the water over the... Oh yeah, that was cool. You wouldn't understand. You know, when she said order maid for a second, I was thinking maid as in like a maid dragon. Maid dragon. Okay. So we can just go deliver it. You would never truly comprehend who Kobayashi is. Okay. Probably think she's too old for dolls. But yeah. I definitely was not expecting it to belong to a high schooler. That was the biggest plot twist. She said it. Yeah, you helped too, Taka. You were appreciated. She's gonna come out naked. Yeah. Yeah, don't be such a baby. They just hope they can't hurt you. Really? It's called cleavage. I've never heard of it. I'm sure he does. He could probably fit in there. There should be enough room. I kind of want Irudu and Lukua to interact. If you know what I mean. Like just like a hug between the two of them would be a magical thing. I don't think they could get their arms around each other, but I'd love to see them try. I would love to have a scene like that. I feel like almost everyone had at least a little bit of screen time in this episode, aside from like Elma. I mean, she was like in one scene when they called for Kobayashi being sick. She was like there. I don't think she said anything though. And Fafnir and Takia, you know, they were playing the game with Shota. Kobayashi definitely had a lot of relevance this episode. But Irudu is probably the closest to a main character of the episode. Well, her or Shota. I mean, they both probably had their respective half. Okay, well, just by a little bit of the preview I saw, maybe Elma might get some focus next episode. Anyway, that was the 8th episode of the 2nd season of Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon. Another great episode of a great show, of a great season of a great show. So, what did we have first? We had the Shota stuff, right? Because apparently it's Father's Day, and there's a bit of a running gag with Luke misinterpreting, because this gag, it obviously doesn't translate into English very well. But yeah, Chi-Chi can mean boobs or it can mean father, right? So naturally the girl with huge boobs is going to take it in the boobs direction. And there was just like, I don't think she ever truly grasped that it wasn't that, because she just kept bringing that back up. So that was pretty amusing, for sure. One of my favorite parts of that half of the episode was Lukua's participation. But seeing Shota doing his best to make the wonderful present for his father, wanting to show him just how much progress he's made, how hard he's worked, it's definitely really wholesome stuff. So, and obviously the failing aspect, like he had a nice little talk with Takia, talking about how losing is kind of part of it, right? You learn from it, you get better. Also, the value of thinking about the feelings of the developer, right? Because Taki is a game developer. He makes that game that he sells, and I think Fafnir might as well. I think they may have said something about that. But yeah, definitely Takia was a good person to talk to about that. And in the end, he did eventually succeed. The room took a lot of damage getting there, but eventually he got a nice little thingy and he gave it to his father. We didn't actually get to hear any of the dialogue, which was a little bit unfortunate, but I suppose it's fine. He seemed happy with it. Shota seemed happy. And Lukua gave him a head pat, sort of. Right. So overall, it's a very nice, wonderful, wholesome scene. And we still managed to have Kobayashi kind of involved in it, like a little bit, because Lukua went over to her place. And we talked about the true meaning of Chichi no Hi over there. So that was that. I think that's all I had to say on that half. I'm pretty sure. I'm just kind of skimming through it to make sure. Oh no, I think the Kobayashi sickness stuff was technically in the first half of the episode too. Yeah, because Kobayashi got sick, which happens to humans. It's just a pretty normal thing. But the thing that's interesting about that, though, is that Toru is a dragon. They don't really get sick. So something like this happening to Kobayashi, it's kind of a reminder of the fragility of humans. And that's one of those things that kind of is like, we get occasional reminders in the show, right? The difference between humans and dragons, lifespan and all that. Because a lot of people that were trying to get Toru to come home would say things like, you know, she's going to die, you're going to keep on living, right? Things like that. And it is technically possible Kobayashi could just get sick and die one day. Like, there would be pretty much nothing Toru could do about it. And that would be horrible. So moments like this are probably kind of the sort of thing that really reminds Toru of that, the fragility of humans, how she can't really do too much to help. Because, as we talked about in that one scene in Season 1, when, you know, the scene, I think, was when she teleported onto the TV or whatever. But, like, she can't really, when it comes to her dragon powers, they're mostly destructive. Like, they can't really do, there's very few contexts where her dragon powers could help someone. Pretty much just, like, killing somebody that's trying to attack someone, like that scenario, your dragon powers could save someone. But other than that, like, she doesn't have healing magic or anything like that. So she had to just do what she could do with her dragon powers, go to the other world and do something. They didn't really explain exactly what she did. We just saw the path, her on the way to somewhere. But she was able to find medicine in the end. It was kind of debatable how much it really helped, because Kobayashi just kind of like said it helped for her benefit like 3 seconds after she took it. So obviously it wouldn't have an effect that quickly, but still it had an effect eventually. But did it have an effect eventually? She got kitty ears, kitty tail, kitty whiskers. We got cat girl Kobayashi. Man, I really was not expecting that. I should have expected some kind of side effect, just because it's otherworld medicine, not always going to work exactly as intended on people of another world, right? So there's just so many factors there that could make it, the effect to be a little bit different than what's intended. I never would have guessed it would have been cat girl Kobayashi. So yeah. Also forgot to mention, but yeah, Kana gave Kobayashi a Father's Day present, which is funny because Kobayashi isn't a father. Technically, she's the mother of dragons. Also, she has no Chi-Chi, so it's funny on a couple different levels. And good thing we have Lukua, because she's like the only one that ever gives Toru good advice. Even back in like episode 1 of season 1, when she's asking for advice, like, you know, Lukua and Fafnir just like kill them all. Lukua actually helps. Talks about, you know, the world tree, Yggdrasil, and the binding of it and all that stuff, you know, to try to explain some stuff. But it was nice seeing Toru wiping down Kobayashi. So whenever we get these nice intimate moments between the two of them, it's always good to watch. But on the flip side, it's rough seeing Kobayashi like that. But I was pretty sure she would get better eventually, and she did. She got way better because she became a cat girl. So, and then we had our final segment, where somebody apparently abandoned a doll, which we never actually saw them, right? I want to go back to the beginning of that segment to make sure I didn't miss anything. But oh yeah, Kana playing with cat girl Kobayashi, that was amazing. Yeah, she suddenly looks over there and there's like a basket and a doll. Or a doll in a basket, right? So, I feel like I didn't really acknowledge the basket as much as I should have. Because like a couple times I denied it being a matter of abandoning the doll. Because I just couldn't really figure why. Like, why would somebody do that? But the fact that it was specifically in a basket as opposed to like falling on the ground, that's very telling. Like, when you like abandon something, yeah, usually it's in like a basket or a box or something, right? I just didn't think much about that. Probably because I didn't even pay much attention to the scene of her initially finding it, because I was still thinking about Catgirl Kobayashi. So that's my excuse on that. But she went out to go find the owner, and at this point I did kind of remember that there was a doll associated with Yudoru in some capacity. So I knew there'd be some sort of emotional connection to it, right? And by the time we finished that segment of the episode, it became very clear that there's a lot of emotion attached there, some regrets, and a lot of similarities between her and her, except things actually worked out for the new girl because she had the wonderful Yudoru to help her get it back, somebody who knows that this sort of thing definitely can lead to regret, and she doesn't want anyone else to have to deal with that. So I'm glad that ended up working out. I really was surprised it was a high schooler, but once we saw that, some things did kind of click into my head because, yeah, some people are like that. They're like, well, I've gotten this old. I should probably abandon this childlike thing because people will make fun of me if I keep having it. So even though I still want it, I'll ignore my own personal feelings and submit to peer pressure and just get rid of it, right? Some people do fall victim to that, and there was a case of that, but luckily we were able to give it back to her, and it all worked out. So, but I did like when Kobayashi showed up at the shop, and yeah, just Yudoru getting down on all four. Just the misunderstanding that caused was great. And also Kobayashi showing up a second time to save the day when she's riding an invisible dragon that you can kind of see because the water's splashing on it, which was a really nice effect. And she shows up to save the day. Take just being like, what the heck, where did you come from? That was all great. But also Take, still dealing with the shameless Yudoru, just walks out of the bathroom naked and all that sort of stuff. So very stimulating stuff for this young man. He's still getting used to it. It really is somewhat similar to the Shota situation, but a little slightly different. And I think that's just about everything I want to say on the episode. It was a good one. It was definitely a good one. I still want that Yudoru Lukua hug. I need it at some point in my life. So hopefully it happens. So yeah, good episode. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you did too. If you like my reaction, I do hope you click the like button, support me on Patreon, that kind of good YouTuber stuff, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.